Hello, I'm Equipment War here, and welcome to a gameplay commentary on my two-handed Cyclone Duelist. This was a very long time since I played this character, and I want to play this map here. It's just a tier 12 map, but it's the highest map I so far have in standard, and I don't want to buy higher tier maps. I'm gonna get higher tier maps as soon as I start playing in standard again, which I'm gonna do in the next update, so soon it will be a lot more standard play. I'm playing with my two-handed Cyclone build, and Cyclone going to get an awesome upgrade. Well, not in the term of damage, but in the term of, well, playability. And I'm sorry I said that the last time my next video was about to be, well, a wonder build or, power siphon, vault power siphon. I made a build on that, but I never get it really to work, and I figured out I can't have this. It didn't turn out as well. I tried like for an entire day to get it to work, but I'm doing something wrong, and I never made a wonder build before, so it didn't turn out as well. So, but I will see the next update if I can redo the build, because I don't want to start a new build from the beginning again. I want to play the ones I have, so I'm gonna remake another build in the next update and see if I can do it then. So I'm sorry if I messed it up, but I tried. But I will make it work, because the skill actually was more fun than I actually think it was before, so we will see. Right now, let's see if we can actually have some fun in this map with this character. And I actually really love Cyclone. It's one of my favorite skills of all time. But you probably know that I love melee skills in general. My favorite melee skills of all time are Cleave, Dual Strike, and Cyclone, and of course don't forget the big one, Blade Flurry. Not Crit Blade Flurry, I should stop saying that like 24/7. Those are my favorite melee skills. I also like the Lightning Strike and Glaze of Hammer. So I like those skills, my favorite melee skills. By the way, in the new update that will come, takes forever, but when the update comes, I started thinking a little bit about maybe doing a Cyclone build like this one, but in a different way, going crit for once. And using a staff instead of, well, axe or sword or whatever. And go crits. And of course, I'm going to do it as a duelist, because duelist is, in my opinion, the best freaking melee class in the game. Well, let's just say that I have a bias to play the duelist. It was the first character I ever played when I started playing this game, so I love everything when I'm doing builds with him. So he's my favorite character. He's not the best one, oh, far from it, but in my opinion, it is the best. That sounds a little bit confusing, didn't it? I think I'm gonna do something like that. I will see. I will see what I come up with. Wasteland map. Can I stop like dropping tier 11 map all the time? I want something higher, like tier 13 or higher. Like, I need higher level maps. I need to get some. And I don't want to trade for them, because they are ridiculous expensive in standard. Like a tier 16 map. I always put that one for. Tier 60 maps in standard are just overpriced as I don't know what I'm gonna say. This guy is interesting to fight. I'm gonna get hit by that. That's a lot of fire right there. He doesn't do it. He's actually not that deadly actually, but he's a fun enemy to fight. And he's dead. Now that's a good map. Thank you, game. You actually did what I wanted. And by the way, I'm going to have a link in the description to where you can find my build guide for this character. But first, let's actually clear this map, and there are a lot of boxes here we can open. Maybe, just maybe, I'm gonna get another map, which I really hope. Yeah, that one is dead. And I think in a long time I should really do a gameplay of this character, because I did a build guide for this one for ages ago. I think it was like, right, ages and ages, like 2 months. I think it was maybe a little bit more than that. And then I said I'm gonna do a gameplay with, and then the time just went by and I did some all other stuff. Except doing a gameplay for that one. It was a little bit bad of me, but I did it now at least. Like 6 weeks before the biggest updated path for Exile I ever have. Come on, leave that. Thank you. But I did it now. Are we done here? No, but almost. No, I think we are done here. And actually, I usually show my items I'm using, and why should this instance be any different? So let's get back to my base of operation, and I'm gonna show my gear I'm using on this character so far. The build guide I did for this character, I did some upgrades since I did that, like getting this helmet here, really good helm, a lot of armor, and a little bit of life. It could have a lot more life on it, but I just wanted a lot of armor. But some more life would not hurt. That's pretty much the biggest change. And then this build, this is my old helmet. It's still a really good helmet, but I just wanted more armor. I'm using the same weapon as before. I'm using a 6-linked Series Fable, which are bloody expensive. You don't have to have it to this build, but it's a fantastic axe, so it's hard to beat. But if you're wondering why it looks like this, I just use a skin transfer or a microtransaction to take another weapon's appearance to put on it. So it's still a Series Fable, I just have a skin on it. So if you're wondering why it looks like a freaking scythe, and by the way, historically, you could use scythe as weapon because they just sucks as weapon. But they're looking cool, and that's like the purpose of them, so I like that. But it's not a historical weapon. But this is not a this is not a historical lesson. And then I'm just using some rings for resistance and life, the usual stuff. And if I can, I get some like physical damage, flat physical damage on them. I'm using this expensive amulet here. And when there was, I think it was a while ago when they buffed the weapon range of every single weapon in the game. So you don't need the rest of Salute anymore. You're going to have a crazy range anyway, but more the better, you know. And I'm using a Calm's Heart, which are not that expensive these days. I don't know how it will be after the update or if the price has changed, but in the league at least you can get a Calm's Heart for a measly like 30k or something like that, which are ridiculously cheap with what it should be. So this almost should really go up in price because it's too good to be that cheap. And I have some good boots here, this belt here, some usual stuff, defensive gear. And the gems I'm using, of course I'm using Cyclone, what else? I'm using with melee physical damage, add fire damage, fortify, blood magic, and faster attacks. And that's pretty much the biggest deal, and I'm using, right now I'm using a vulnerability aura, and I sometimes switch to Hell of Ash, depending on the situation. And I'm also using Hatred. I have a Blood Rage setup, so I can get some good amount of attack speed, frenzy charges, you name it. Let's take a fast look at my skill tree. I go more in depth in my dedicated build guide, but this is how my skill tree looks like. Pretty much taking all of the axe damage I can realistically get through this, and focusing a lot of life, so I'm getting a lot of life. And it seems to work pretty well. This build will eat at Series 2 breakfast. But it can struggle against very hard-hitting enemies, so keep that in mind. You need to be careful against hard-hitting enemies, even if you have like 6,000 hit points. But it's usually not a problem, and most things will just instantly die if you hit them. But you can see the skill tree is pretty simple and straightforward, and the Sanity tree, Endless Hunger, is just an amazing note. Brutal Favor, Bane of Legends, and Hedgeman, which give you a good amount of increased AoE, which are nice. And a lot of damage when you kill things, and you kill things freaking all the time. And I have taken down like tier 16 bosses with this build, so it can definitely handle the highest level content. I haven't tried it against Atziri. Uber Atziri, I mean. And I haven't tried against the Shaper because the pieces are bloody expensive. But someday I will absolutely try. But anyway, I'm not gonna talk too much. I thank you all for watching this little video here, and I'll see you guys next time.